Good Wednesday morning, Northern Michigan. Dr. Jen Klabunde joins us for Pet Talk, and I think this topic a lot of pet owners can relate to, especially when your dog does the strangest things or a certain kind of behavior and you're like, what does that mean?
Right, yeah. You know, they have lots of different postural behaviors, and it's important to know what those are so that you can read the dog so you don't get bit.
Okay, and we have a list here we're going to go through, starting with the play bow.
Right. The play bow is something where they squat down on the front and their tail's way,
I love that.
and their butt's way up in the air. And this means that they're playful. This is a picture of a yellow lab getting ready to play, and this means I'm ready to go. Throw me the ball. Let's get excited.
And you can all see in his face too, or her face, there's that look of, you know, come on, I'm ready to play.
Right. Yeah. And a lot of that has to do with the ears, but we'll get to that in a minute.
What about tail wagging?
Tail wagging, this is a tricky one because it can mean anything from very happy and excited to I'm scared and unsure and nervous, so I'm going to wag my tail just because I don't know what else to do. Not a good indicator of whether a pet is happy or not, though, really, because I can't tell you the number of dogs I've seen where they wag their tails and then they try to bite in the next second.
Really?
Yes.
So you have to be cautious with that.
Yep, the tail wagging, don't assume that it means that they're happy because it doesn't necessarily mean that.
What about when your dog rolls over?
This is a submissive posture, and sometimes they'll even urinate a little bit. But my dog does this all the time. As soon as, even if a Chihuahua came to see my big yellow lab, she automatically becomes submissive and she rolls over on her back and her tail's between her legs, and she's extremely friendly, but she's not the alpha female in any pack, so she's very submissive.
Okay. What about when their ears are perked up?
When their ears are perked up, they're alert, they're paying attention to something. This happens when you whistle or when you say your pet's name, their ears automatically go up. This, to me, is the best indicator of whether or not a dog is going to bite you. Because if the ears are back, they're very scared, very unsure, nervous, and this is when they bite.
What about the tail between the legs?
Tail between the legs means I'm scared, I'm nervous, I'm not sure what's going on.
Right.
That's a pretty good indicator as well. But the tail wagging, don't ever bank on that as to whether your pet's happy or not.
What about, this is just something that I've noticed, what if you have like a big German Shepherd and the dog sits on your lap thinking that it's a lap dog?
This happens a lot.
Confused or mixed up?
They think that they're only 4 pounds.
Right.
Yeah, it means that she's comfortable with you. Yeah, and she just wants to cuddle, and that's a great thing.
And there are some dogs too, Dr. Klabunde, you mentioned earlier before we were on air, that will have either their ears clipped or their tails, and that kind of throws all of these emotions out the window.
It really does, because if their ears are cropped, you can't read it. Dobermans, it's their breed standard to have their ears cropped, so they're kind of perked back all the time, or perked up all the time, rather. And tail docking, if the tail is docked, say in Rottweilers, you have no idea what their tail is doing. So yes, if your pet's ears are cropped or tail is docked, then everything goes out the window.
Right. So just kind of pay attention more, I guess, to the other little things that they do to try to pick up on their emotions.
Exactly. And the best thing to do is just to give a dog some space, to try to read them before you approach a dog. But take a lot of these cues and put them all together, and you'll figure out how they're feeling.
Excellent. Well, Dr. Klabunde, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We always appreciate you being here. I will post all of the dog language actions on our website, upnorthlive.com, and also a direct link to Northwood Animal Hospital.